Today's episode starts off with a story about a young man. No, this young man is not me. But I just want you to understand that this is something that somebody did, and you need to know that they did this. There's somebody that went to, let's just say they saved up their last bit of money. And they went to a comedy show. Okay? And then they said, man, that show was life-changingly funny. How can I see another one? And in order to see another one, they have to go by plane, train, or automobile 3 to 5 hours. Gets on a train and goes 5 hours to see another show. The show is different. The show is gravitational. They feel a pull towards the comic and the show and the material and just the overall laughing that is gravitational. They say, I got to see a third one. A third one. Plane, train, automobile. Automobile's ruled out because it is a 12-hour drive. Plane they can't do the plane, so they get on a train and they ride for between 8 and 10 hours to see a third show. This is what a young man did during the European tour. Cool little dude. What's his name?
His name was, he just messaged me today. Aaron.
Listen, he was saying things like, you're the funniest person on earth. You're the funniest human alive right now. And anyone say something like that to me, and I'm like, yeah, all right. Come on now, you blowing smoke up your boy's ass now. Come on. No diddy. Come on now. But the more we did shows in Europe, and I saw the feedback, there is no denying I'm one of the funniest people on the planet. We're not talking about a list of 50 people either. We're talking about maybe 10, and I ain't 2 through 9. Okay? So I'm either 10 or number 1. That's exactly how I want to say that math. I'm either the 10th funniest person on earth or I am the first funniest person on earth. And I really thought it was profound because while people were telling me I'm the funniest person they've ever seen in their life, I was watching social media as people were saying they were tired of other comics. There's a vacancy at the top of the game and I'm here to fill it. And there's nothing that nobody can do because it's already too late. We already filmed the special and the special is special. When's the last time you saw a special and you said, man, I laughed at that? When's the last time you saw a special and you paused it from you were laughing, you had to pause it. You got your phone out, recorded the part that had you laughing, sent it to somebody else, and shared a moment with them where they're like, what is that? Where is it? That shit is hilarious. Listen, the editor of my special has edited the specials of other comics who, before this experience, I would have left nameless. Fuck that. Not leaving anything nameless in 2025. This person, my team has had the experience of shooting Joe Coy, Ali Wong, Seinfeld, Rosebud Baker, on and on and on and on and on and on. And even during editing are saying things like, I haven't seen anything like this in my editing career. This special is actually, this is gonna move the needle. This is gonna matter. She said to me today, quote, when we first talked and you said that your set and where you're at right now is in a great place and you are one of those guys and you are, that what you're about to do is gonna matter, that you're gonna kill it on this special, that it's gonna be lightning in a bottle. I was like, yeah, you're supposed to have that kind of confidence. I get it. But then I saw it. And you weren't lying. Like, I enjoy editing your special. I do this all the time. Editing is monotonous. I have favorite moments from your special and it ain't out yet. Listen, this bitch coming out. And it's so strong. This third quarter Netflix has said, hey, we're gonna put it out in the third quarter. They like the production, the crew that shot it, the people who work with Netflix and do all these specials, they are like, we are going to demand a meeting. We're going to show up in person, in face, get 1 hour time, show them your special, and say, this needs to come out now. Do you know what it takes for that to happen? Then let's market this thing. Because nobody markets specials no more. You get your special on the app, it goes live, hopefully people watch it. I'm prepared to put something about my special in every video that we put on social media. I'm prepared to go on every podcast and call in every favor from everybody I've ever worked with, helped, or they helped me to be like, my special's coming out. I'm prepared to go to New York and film late night. I'm prepared to go to LA and do spots. I'm prepared to market my show full on with a publicist, give it as much of a push as I could as if I was the lead of a blockbuster film, and push this out there so that as it's coming up and once it's out, you can't say, this guy needs a special. And I know it sounds crazy that I even got to say that, but we literally were in the UK and left the UK to do shows outside the UK, but still in Europe. And comments are saying things like, man, when you coming to the UK? People miss boats because they aren't looking to see when they're sailing. That leads me to this, my tour dates. I'm back on American soil. I am ready to start pushing my American dates. Now, this comes with an asterisk or a warning or an alert. This comes with a preconditioned notice, okay? In 48 hours of these going on sale during the artist pre-sale, we've sold between 60 and 75% of the entire tour out already. If you're looking for front row seats, I'm sorry. If you're looking for floor seats in a lot of these cities, I apologize. It's going to have to take me doing an additional show because we have now outgrown what we were doing last year and what we were doing the year before. And in 2023, I was the most tickets in comedy clubs sold out than anybody on earth. 2024, entered theaters, whole nother rack of big names in these theaters, but it's going down. We're 4.8 stars on Ticketmaster. Thousands of reviews. And the ones that aren't 5-star reviews are ones where they're complaining about how much seating they had or parking. Never the show. I put together a monster of a show. I make myself very accessible to the people. March 7th, Topinus, Washington at the Yakama, that's how they want you to say it, Yakama Nations Legends Casino. Okay, that's on March 7th. March 8th, Harris Lake Tahoe, State Line, Nevada, 90 minutes from the Bay. March 13th, Mesquite Street Pizza. This is a comedy club in Corpus Christi. I did this last year. It was a great show. We're going back. It's going to be pandemonium. That is the 13th through the 15th in Corpus Christi. Then March 20th through 22nd, Plano, Texas. I don't want to hear no more. You said you were coming to Dallas. I don't see Dallas on it. Plano's 5 minutes away from Dallas. Get your ugly ass in your car and bring your ass to Plano. It's going down at the Mic Drop Comedy Club. It's a brand new club. It seats 500 people. It's literally brand new. Okay? We're going to pack this thing out. It's going to be people in seats that ain't never had nobody in them before. It's that new. They're going to have to break out pots and pans that they ain't even used before. We about to have this bitch rocking. 27th of March, Syracuse, New York. 28th of March, Amherst, New York. Basically, Buffalo, UB Center for the Arts. That's on March 28th. Listen, out of the entire tour, the Syracuse and the Buffalo shows are the only ones that are sub 50% sold. They're climbing, though. The 3-day wrap was like 381 tickets for one, and another one was 450 tickets. So it's picking up. I think what it is in upstate New York, they don't believe it till they see it. I'm telling you right now, y'all better get y'all tickets. You better get your tickets. It's going down. Because after that weekend, Woo-wee. Washington, D.C., March 30th, almost sold out. April 4th in Doral, Florida. It's Doral, Florida, but it's the Miami Improv. I'm coming to Miami. Okay? The 305. I'm coming. Y'all better show up deep or I'm going to smack the fuck out your grandma. That's April 4th through the 6th. Then we have Orlando, Florida. That's almost a wrap. Atlanta at the Tabernacle. Last time we did Atlanta Symphony Hall, sold that out. Tabernacle is, I think, 1,012. Sold more tickets at the Tabernacle than we sold last year at the Symphony Hall. And I mean, we're probably gonna have to add a show on the night of April 18th, a late show in Atlanta. And T.I. said if he's in town, he's gonna bring me up on stage. So, peace up, A-Town Town. April 19th, we slide over to Memphis, Tennessee. May 2nd, St. Louis, Missouri. This show has 7 seats left in the building. I'm adding another show. It's official. We're adding in St. Louis. May 3rd, the Criterion in Oklahoma City, smacking through tickets. May 9th, Lexington Opera House in Lexington, Kentucky, 5 seats left. Adding another show. I already approved it. I thumbs upped it. All right, then we go to the State Theater in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it is I told you, Syracuse and Buffalo were like in the 50s. This one right here, Minneapolis, it's like a little bit more than them. It's those 3, and then this big-ass gap, and then everything else. So, Minnesota, get it together. It's time for you guys to get your tickets. Okay? Okay, Bobby? Okay, it's time to do it, don't you know? Don't you know it's time to get your tickets? Grand Rapids, Michigan, GLC Live at 20 Monroe, May 16th, May 17th. The Fillmore in Detroit. It's almost a wrap. Raleigh Improv. We're gonna lock down in Raleigh and do as many shows as we can fit. That is from May 29th through May 31st, and we're just gonna rock out there. Then we got Charlotte, North Carolina, the Ovens Auditorium. Those tickets are flying. The Wilbur in Boston, Massachusetts. There's 4 billboards on the freeway in Boston that have me on them right now, and the Boston homies are going crazy. I got pictures of them. They're like, nigga, you on the freeway, nigga. My first time being on a billboard is happening right now in Boston, Massachusetts, which has the Wilbur almost sold out. So get your tickets, Boston. Then the Chevalier Theater in Medford, Massachusetts, which is like 90 minutes away from there, is also slapping. Shout out to Bill Blumenreich. You're doing your thing. Baltimore, Maryland at the Lyric Theater on June 7th. I'm going to take my time with these. I know you're like, dang, dude, just read the dates. I am going to take my time. Here's why. I'm coming to the Celebrity Theater again June 13th. That's the one that's in the round in Phoenix. Remember how much fun we had last time? We're about to do that shit all over again. It's going to be a ball. This time, it's going to be in June. So it's actually going to be, we're going to feel the sun. Last time, it was freezing cold outside and raining. This time, it's going to be warm. It's going to be beautiful. We're coming to Phoenix. The next day on June 14th, Rialto Theater in Tucson, Arizona. June 20th, San Antonio, Texas. Those tickets are smacking. Houston, Texas. Man, if you want to go, you better hurry. June 21st, Houston, Texas. June 27th, Los Angeles at the Wiltern. I think this sold out. I think it's sold out. The only thing I see on there is resales where people are taking tickets. I ain't never seen no shit like this before. But there's a ticket for like a pair of tickets, $541 each. Over $1,000 to go to the show that I wanted priced at $42. Bruh. And somebody got the money. Somebody got it. You come on in and let's go ahead and make a wrap in LA on the 27th at the Wiltern. The 28th, the Masonic in San Francisco, California. This is the biggest show as far as seats out of all of them. This is like, I don't know, I think it holds 3,300, 30, something like that. And the entire floor is gone. The entire inside ring is gone. And we're just dealing with the upper ring, the back half of the upper ring. Like San Francisco is showing out. And if you want to go to that show, get your tickets, okay? Then we're going to go August 29th through August 31st. This is where this is a wrap. We're going to shut it down. Back in Chicago, Chi-Town, where we broke the record, baby. But we can't do Zanies this time. We got to go bigger, man. We got to go up north to Schaumburg. So we're going to do the Schaumburg Improv August 29th through August 31st. And it's going down. I don't know how many shows we're going to do, but I'm going to keep saying yes. If they keep asking me, we're going to do them. I fuck with Chicago. Good food, good people, great laughs, strong drinks, and just like a little bit of danger. Chicago is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So those are my dates. I'm sure they're on the screen because Trenton be doing the damn thing, and you need to get tickets to the show. For those of you that are new to this, and you're like, I wanted floor seats. I wanted to get talked to. I wanted to sit in the front. Those are gone. It's a wrap. Good thing we use the screen. We show the balcony. Wait, this is going to be essentially this tour, and why it's popping so hard is it is the return of people who saw me a year ago, bringing people and being like, nigga, I told you he's fine. Trust me. Last year I said, let's go, and you was bullshitting. This year, not even giving you a choice. There's a young lady in San Francisco. Why? Why have I been doing 75-minute shows myself? Why have I been doing 90 minutes? Why am I doing 80 minutes? Why? It's an investment. I wanted to leave it all out on the stage because I know when people have that experience and as time passes and they go see other shows and they watch other specials and they're like, man, you know what really still sticks out? That damn show Nate Jackson did. If he ever comes back, I'm going and I'm bringing all the homies. And that's what this is. We sold like this. Basically, all of this is from artist pre-sale. It's for me, it's a first. For a lot of comics, it's unheard of. Okay, this is rarefied air that we're in now. We're now going from, that's the guy from TikTok, that's the guy from Instagram, to like, I'm in the conversation when you go, who are the funniest people out? You gonna say Chappelle's the GOAT. You gonna say Cat's the GOAT. You gonna say Kevin's the GOAT. What's up with spot 4 and 5? I'm thrusted into that off of what I've been doing on stage. Not to mention when The Office comes out, when the movie Good Fortune comes out, when the Euro crowd work edit comes out, when the next crowd work joint in Tacoma drops, when the special comes out, man, The Office, shit. I'm excited about where things are. I'm excited about where things are going. And that's what I can imagine. We are now in a place where the shit I'm doing is not, I'm beyond my vision board. I need to sit down again and do another vision board that has dumb shit on it, that has wild stuff on it. That's what I got to figure out. I got to do it. I watched Captain America with Anthony Mackie, A Brave New World. Fantastic movie. People are hating on it, saying it's not that good. It had great opening numbers. I think everybody understands that it's a good movie once they see it. But you know what was missing? He was missing a homeboy. He was missing somebody funny, the cousin or, the homie from school that's just like, damn nigga, these wings hard in a motherfucker. Like he needed that funny before he's like, man, I gotta go out here and fight. Yeah, he had the Puerto Rican homie from Miami that was there with him, and that's what's up. But the Puerto Rican homie from Miami was the one that was running the computer. He was the one with the little headset on, 27 more meters on the left. They didn't need him doing that. They needed him polishing some wings and getting ready to be the Falcon. They needed me on the computer talking shit. Damn, that's a big ass Hulk. Like they needed somebody. Why this nigga red, cuz? Like they needed something like that. The Bloods is there. Okay. The Bloods got a Hulk, nigga? Wait till we get a Crip Hulk, though. Because right now, we got this goddamn Latin, we got this Latin Hulk over here, this Irish Hulk. Wait till we get the Crip, God. You're not going to like me when I get Izzle Fizzle for shizzle my nizzle. You know what I'm saying? It needed that funny. It needed Spider-Man's fat friend Neil.
Yeah.
And it's not far-fetched. Richard Pryor was in a Superman movie. Richard Pryor, don't forget that. Richard Pryor was in a Superman movie. I'm talking about Superman was coming out the same way they got there's a Superman coming out right now. and they got a little robot and a little dog. All that's in the trailer. These movies, if you notice, the reason why Marvel is successful is because they've added humor. We get it. There's going to be drama. There's going to be fighting. There's going to be action. There's going to be heroes that you love. But what you don't expect is for people to actually be funny and be cracking jokes. The Avengers is funny. It has all kind of little funny moments. Spider-Man was funny. Wakanda, funny. Hey, and you got to have that. DC, you got to have some jokes. Mm-hmm. Superman is as fast as what? How fast is he? Faster than a speeding bullet. Isn't that what it says?
It's a train.
A train, a bullet.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. Somebody got to shoot the bullet. Nigga like that, maybe fire. Damn, that nigga can bring my bullet back. You know what I'm saying? But caught it like this. Here you go, nigga. Stop shooting. With his eyes. You got to have the funny, man. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You're going to see it. When the movie Good Fortune comes out, you're going to see the funny there. When The Office comes out, you're going to see some funny there. When the special comes out, you're going to see that no matter what I've been in already, nobody has tapped into what I can do as far as funny. It's just that simple. So I'm thankful for everybody who already has your tickets. Thank you. You're a real one. You matter. Okay? And anyone who tapped another person and was like, yo, come with me to this, savage. I really do appreciate you. The people that are like, man, my people tripping, I'm going by myself. You boss up. Okay? But this right here, all of this is going somewhere. I'm thankful for all of the audiences around the world. And that I even get to say that. This little fat kid from Lacey would have never fathomed like, oh, I'm about to be in Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah. Tell us more about
Dublin
that.
to Ireland. What do you want to know?
Man, like, because, I was just kind of like watching it from,
You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Listen, he has, Trenton has documented the whole thing. He has every set. He has vlog footage. He has almost anytime somebody ran up to me and was like, oh my God. We had a dude in a wheelchair in Iceland in the airport.
Oh, yeah.
That was a black father from Maryland that was there to support his daughter playing in international basketball. And he was in a wheelchair. This nigga stood up and walked over to me. He was like, yo, I'm trying to see is you the dude. Oh, that is the dude. Super Baltimore. Cool ass dude. Mr. Dickey. I remember Mr. Dickey, man. What's up, baby? So it was a trip, man. It was a trip.
Yeah, what was your coolest moment like that while we were in Europe? Because, what stands out to me was when we were in the airport leaving Athens. And I didn't record this moment because I was more kind of just in awe too. But he ran up on you and he was just like, I was there last night. I was at the show.
Oh, the dude and his wife. He was like, yo, we're leaving. We're headed out to London. Yeah. We're traveling. Was that Athens?
Yes. I remember that because he was like, they were leaving to London. And
yeah.
And I remember.
He was like, I've seen you online and we knew what we were coming to expect. We didn't expect it to be that good. That was the most, what do you say, organic, flowing. Mm-hmm. It was right on the head. It was funny. It wasn't mean. It was fantastic. And he just kept doing, it was, he just kept doing the chef's kisses. Yeah. And he's like, can we please take a picture? Because you got out of there so fast, or they left so fast. I'm like, yeah, sure. Hold on. He takes a little bag and comes back with his wife, and we take a picture with him and his wife. And he's like, you're the best. You're the best. And then they run off to London. And I remember saying to him, I'm like, he's going to tell a lot of people. Mm-hmm. That guy's going to tell everybody he comes in contact with between now me live, and I am amazing. He's going to show my special to anyone that he knows has a Netflix link. He's going to have a viewing party. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, so when I go, okay, for instance, Trenton's like, this shit changed me forever. I'm never going to be the same. That's what he said about his own career.
I did.
Why did you say it, though?
Because when you get people from these different countries coming up to you after the show and the things that they're saying, similar to what you said when the guy ran up on you in Athens, because it's like with your jokes, your style of funny is making these other cultures who don't really know how we kind of move or joke about or how we joke in America. I mean, their cultures are different, but then for them to still understand you're funny and then come up to you and say these things like, "Oh my God, you're so funny," and like, we can't wait till you're headlining. Like 20 minutes wasn't enough. You know, we needed more. We needed more. It's like, okay. It's like, how can I come back to the States, my scene, the regular, style, like unchanged by like knowing that, hold on, man, like you should be, I don't know, I'm just different. Like,
You basically saying you found out you were funny all over the world.
Yeah.
And how can you come back to Lakewood and not feel like the funniest person in the room?
Yeah. So, and it's like you told me too, like, I think you told me early, like, you need to put more confidence on, like, your presence on stage. So that definitely helps the confidence. Like, nah, man, Trenton, you funny. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go ahead and give them all of you. You don't need to be little reserved.
And that's what you would do. You code switching on stage.
Yeah.
I'm going to perform this way because this is the way that they'll receive me best because I got my tattoos covered up in Colorado Springs. You get out there in Romania and you're like, man, I don't even give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about. And you got a fan club in Bulgaria.
Right.
You have a fan club in Bulgaria. What? I get it. Because I'm on that same energy. And I already knew I was fun. I get it. But like now I'm like the conversation about whether or not I'm one of the funniest people alive, how can you argue? Like I would love for somebody to be like, nah, because what? He ain't go.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't go. Who is? He ain't go. He ain't went, he ain't been, he ain't did it, he ain't showed, he ain't tried, he ain't proven, he ain't done it. I did. Shut the fuck up. It is what it is. Get on board or drown in it. Get down or lay down, as Beans would say.
Yeah.
It's just all coming, whether or not you're like, I get it, or if you don't get it. Is all he does is crowd work and sit on that stool? Yeah, let's just say that. Let's just assume that's all I do. Guess what? If that is all I did, it'd still be enough. Because what's coming down the pipe right now is a series of home runs, and you can't deny the scores getting ran up.
Mm.
You can't. Somebody just took a swing and missed while I hit a home run. In any game, that's 1-0.
Ooh, speaking of 1-0, let's talk about our Tottenham Hotspur experience, because I thought that was interesting to learn about their soccer energy out there.
Your boy's name was Ryan, right?
Yeah. Shout out
Ryan. Yeah, you give him a good shout out. Ryan, I want to apologize. I slept on it. I woke up and I slept on it again and I woke up. I owe you an apology. You opened the doors to one of the most amazing, wonderful places and experiences that you could show just some kids from the States that we happen to have crossed paths before. We been a heavy emphasis on the we because it really was Trenton and I was just in tow. And whilst I enjoyed myself, while I ate delicious food and looked at the history of the place and got access to things that I think very few people have, i.e. walking out onto the field or the pitch. Yeah. I'm giving notes and pointers, and you know what else you could do. You know what else you could do. And while he may have appreciated that, he could have also turned and been like, hey, man, I'm good at my job. I don't need your help. He could have. But I know I got good ideas, but that does not outweigh the fact that I was a guest in his house and probably shouldn't have done that. So, Ryan, I owe you an apology. Holy shit, you're doing a fantastic job. It's a blessing that they have you. And really that they had the foresight to be like, we need this because we want to spice up the game in this way. See, because soccer, AKA football, is so heavy in tradition that they don't want to see no change. They don't want to see nothing new. They don't want, like, I'm talking whole games, no music. Whole games, you know what I'm saying? Like super traditional, where it's like, man, we could build the experience up here and really draw people in. And he's doing such a great job of it. Such a great job. It was an immaculate experience. I hope what I'm apologizing for is a moot point. I hope if you watch this, you're like, nah, I'm not tripping. Like, that's what I'm hoping, rather than it being like, yeah, I needed that apology. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it was a fire experience. Like a 62,000 seat megaplex that's only 5 years old. That's so dope that Jay-Z wanted to buy it when he went on the same tour we were on. This place was fire. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I saw some stuff there that I'm like, that needs to happen in the States. And if don't nobody get on board with it, I don't need them to. I'll do it myself. But I really like, I almost don't even want to say it. I'll say it because the only reason I'm gonna say it is because this podcast is for the most ride or die Nates, the most ride or die Nate Nation, or my family, Team Nate. So I'll say it here. But it was $500 to get into the game for everybody. But once you got in, it was all you can eat. It was all you can drink. It was, and
in the suites,
Yeah. No, he said everybody in here. That's what he said.
That's what he said?
You can double check that, and I can be like, I stand corrected.
I recorded everything.
Listen, so did I, but without a camera. He said everybody in here, it's all $500 seats, and it's all you can eat, it's all you can drink, and maybe he meant just those suites in the place we're in, but I'm under the impression it was everybody, because the game wasn't until 4:30, and at 11:30, this place was crawling with people. The store looked like, my God, the store looked like, it was a big ass store, and they said it was the second biggest merchandise in sports, right? And it was so busy, it looked like maybe Nike had a new shoe drop. The store was crawling with people. And they go, this is the calm before the storm. I'm like, excuse me? It looks like somebody stepped on an ant pile and the ants came out going crazy. Like, it was so many. The mascots were in there. There was all these fans. And so this is a Premier League London football team with a rich history of being like old school London. And the star of their team for a decade now, his name is Son, S-O-N, and he's from Korea. So a Korean star, like Ichiro, basically. Ichiro is Japanese, but this is like, so when I tell you the store was crawling, I'm talking about white people and then mostly Korean people, and every jersey that said Son on the back was on the way through a cash register. I'm talking about, it was packed 5 hours before the game. They had songs about the team, songs about the city, songs about the street that the arena's on. They had songs about individual players. They were singing all that. Meanwhile, the Seahawks just got Seahawks, they were singing player names.
That was the dopest part for me. It was,
like, could you imagine?
Everybody, all the fans, like, you got a couple hundred.
A Tom Brady song? That every time he hit a pass, they're like, Brady Bunch, it's the Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch. And everybody, Tom Brady, the Brady Bunch. Like, the whole arena say every time. Like, that's how they were cheering for people. Like, I made a video right after they sang one just so I didn't forget the melody of it. But the guy's name was Mickey Vander. What was it, Vander?
I don't remember. The one I remember was the
Vanderven. Mickey Vanderven. Oh, na, 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 Mickey Vanderven. And I'm like, what are you guys saying? Like, Mickey Vanderven. I'm like, who is that? They're like, see that poster of all the players? He's on the left. And then Ryan's like, dude, he's like a machine. Dude is built like DK Metcalf. Meanwhile, hundreds of people are like, Mickey Vanderven. I'm like, what happens when he goes to another team? They're like, then they sing that song there. Baseball, right? At least in American baseball, you have to say American baseball. In American baseball, Major League Baseball, there are players with their songs like up next to bat, and then you hear their soundtrack. Or I know there's a couple pitchers that have like very intricate intros when they get pulled from the bullpen. Ooh, and there's one guy where the lights just cut out. Yeah. The lights just cut out, and then it goes completely black, and then he goes jogging in the dark, and then the lights come up, and the song is playing, and he gets to the mound, and his whole song is playing. I can't even remember who the player is.
Yeah.
You guys know who the player is. Put it in the comments. But this was like if American football had that, it'd be. Let me tell you how big this place was. They have a home and an away locker room. The home and locker room, DJ booth, food, catered. Okay, huge locker room. Then they have another home and away locker room. Another one. This one, a DJ booth, food, a little smaller, but still like you could probably throw a football 50 yards across. NFL team, because when the NFL plays in London, they play at this place. Well, it's in the contract that the locker room is there and they don't use it. So we went touring and we went all in through, saw every team, made videos in front of the Seahawks locker. He went and made a video in front of some shitty team. And we saw where the NFL players are when they play in London. Right? He's like, we don't use this locker room at all. Like at this particular day, they were like, there was like appetizers or something getting prepped to go out and be something. But he's like, this is always empty. And we were in the visiting one. When we went to the home one, it was out fucking outrageous. It was outrageous. And this is not used. We go downstairs. What's downstairs? I'll let you say, because you was excited about that.
Oh yeah. So right below the pitch, the field, there's like an indoor F1 Formula like racetrack underneath with like 3 different tracks where, they're like the go-karts, but they're the Formula
electric powered super go-karts
about 60 miles per hour.
to develop. They want the next F1 champion racers to come from London.
Oh yeah, they got.
So you got to get accepted into this program. I'm talking full body suit, helmet, and it's the track like your F1 racing, and they're grooming the future racers of tomorrow, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16-year-old kids down there on scholarship.
Yeah. With
parents. Like I saw a kid get cussed out on his way out, and they're down there actively racing. Like,
well, they got the simulators too. Like that's what they train on. Because that one movie that came out with that kid that was playing,
the video gamer that they ended up putting in, and then he actually did well.
Yeah, so that's the idea. They got a bunch of simulators that they train these guys through. So that was kind of
seen that movie?
Crazy.
There's a kid that was like #1 in the video games. It was a
black dude.
Yeah,
black kid.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the name of the movie. Black kid. But like he was like, oh, he's so cold. If we could actually get him to drive a real vehicle and he drive the way he drives on the game, and then he did, and then he like won. So thousands of hours on a game equal to some hours on a track, right? Well, this was that, but in real life, and this is under the shit,
underneath the stadium,
and the whole field drops down on slabs and can be retracted. And then another field pops up and they open that, and that's football. So it's not like they got to redo the whole field.
Yeah. And this is the same stadium that Kendrick's performing at when he goes over there. This
2 shows.
2 shows.
He's doing he's doing all over.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. He had just announced his European tour. It was everywhere.
But the biggest trippy part for me was like once we got to the suite area, I mean, a beautiful, like luxury box.
9th floor.
9th floor. They had these windows that look back in the neighborhood. This stadium's built in the hood. Like, was it not?
Yeah, all of them.
Tottenham is hood as hell. But that was where, like, we were getting closer to all the black people, and moved to Colorado when he was like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
He was speaking like a London boy and all that stuff. His dad still lives in Tottenham because he commented on my shit. He was like, oh, yeah. That's exactly where my dad lives. That's where I grew up, and he's black. So I mean, you noticed it when we was coming in. It was getting more black, all those black barbershops in that area, but
it wasn't quite Brixton, but it was definitely like each block was a culture. Like they're like we drive. I'm like, what is that? It's all Turkish stuff. Like I was asking the driver. He's like, no, this is definitely blacker. This is more Turkish. This is more like everything was each was a culture. So.
But y'all should know too, this team, as magical as that was, and I'm like, wow, this is great. Ryan was blessing us with gifts, jerseys, all of that. I'm like, cool, this is my team. We quickly found out that this particular team, y'all should know that this is not a popular team at all. In fact, everybody hates these guys. They don't win a lot. They're like the Raiders of the...
No, they used to win.
Yeah, they used to win back.
So they had this history of like being unbeatable.
Early 90s, though.
And then the ownership is all Jewish owned. And so I remember like they were singing all their songs, and then in the middle of that, like this super drunk dude just comes over and he's like, Yid Army, Yid Army, Yid Army, Yid Army. I'm like, what is he saying? They're like, Yid Army. I'm like, what is a Yid Army? What is that? They're like, Yiddish, like Jewish army. Like he's screaming Jewish army. I'm like, you're allowed to do that? They're like, no, we're not. And it's a whole thing when we play German teams. I was like, really? Wow. Okay. There's a guy who told us, I know a guy, we were in Barcelona and two dudes from the international wheelchair basketball team, right?
No, that was Athens.
Athens, excuse me. Yeah, we're in Athens. And they said that like, we were asking because we had already heard about like, come on, man, not for them. It's like Crips blood. You set tripped.
Yeah.
Like they'll pull up on you and like, give us your jersey.
Remember, Ryan said he was getting alerts and messages like...
He's like, oh, they're rioting outside.
Yeah. And a riot is, what did he say?
50 people fighting on each side. He's like, yeah, there's 3 of them right now. And this was 7 hours before the game. Okay? So even the dudes in the wheelchairs, like they told us when we go over to, they're like, basically, we have to take a ferry to go to this other area, and that ferry is in that team's territory. So they said, when you go over there, don't nobody wear no, what did it say, green?
Yeah. No, red.
Don't play with it at all, right? And one of the guys was like, we ain't gonna do shit, and showed up in it, and somebody saw him, and then they called somebody, and then they said 3 little mopeds pulled up with 2 people on each one, and they were like, give us that goddamn shirt. And that's a wheelchair basketball player. They took a shirt off. They said, you either give it to us or we're gonna throw you in the ocean. So there he was with an undershirt on. Straight up. So they not playing. But and here's why. It's like these teams have been going for generations and generations and through wars, generations and through everything. Like, yeah, you got a favorite player now, but these guys have been going, like, you got to think, like, the life of, like, even an old organization like the New England Patriots is a blip in time compared to these teams that have been going since 1908, since, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I asked somebody about that. They said it's because they don't really have, like, gangs out there like that. Like, they don't have, like, Bloods, Crips.
They got to bang something, huh?
They got to bang something. So they pour all that shit into their football clubs, their FCs. That's what I've been told.
The fandom is outrageous. I'm talking a little bonfire getting lit in the away team section. Just so there's a little fire in the stands, and ain't nobody putting the fire out. They're just over there screaming, you know, Mickey Vanderbilt, and just fanning the fire, and like, and then basketball was the same way. Like when they play Euro League games in Greece, like they have to put nets and things up because they throw shit on the court and the whole place is rocking and people are screaming for their team. Like the players, home or away, you're at the free throw line, you can't hear nothing. Like it's a whole nother. You ever seen that clip of Luka playing basketball back home?
Yeah.
When he was like 14.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the whole place was like, you would have thought it was a concert, but they were all yelling about, and that's what he's hitting his free throws in, and the place is going crazy. Like, no wonder he's so calm under pressure here, right? Like their level of fandom, we can't even rank it. Like Americans are like, I'm not rooting for no other man that damn hard. Meanwhile, they're like Mickey Vanderbilt. Like they didn't even get. I'm like, that is he dead? Like no, he's playing today. I'm like, what?
I wish we would have been able to experience the Euro Basketball League when we went to the game in Athens. We went to a game, but they were playing. So sometimes they play the Euro leagues, but then sometimes they'll play like just a Greece league. So the team they were playing weren't in the Euro League, so it wasn't cracking.
But it was Giannis's little baby brother.
Yeah, Giannis's baby brother did play for the team. That
trash.
Was good. Yeah, trash. He's not good. He's not good at all. But we walked by. He got a store though in the airport.
There's 5 of them apparently. There's 5 Antetokounmpos.
Yeah, he doing it out there.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. But so you talked about an experience that you really enjoyed while you was out in Europe. Can you tell us about an experience that maybe you didn't?
Yeah, man,
enjoy?
I was over the food, bro. Like we could just stop there. The food, I'm like, come on, world. Get it together. Like at first we were like, we'd be talking about, we're like, man, it's really just, it's kind of refreshing because, they don't have all the chemicals. In America, like Fanta is not orange. Fanta is like light yellowish orange there. And it's real juice and then it's like carbonated.
Yeah.
And so, and there's different amounts of juice in each place, but Fanta orange is my favorite soda outside of the States, right? Here, hot orange soda like Sunkist is allowed because we got all the dyes and stuff, right? Certain medicines you can't have. Like I don't think acetaminophen is legal there. So whatever, that's like the main ingredient in Dayquil, right? Like they were doing a whole nother type of thing. Foods, sauces, barbecue sauce doesn't taste like barbecue sauce. Ketchup in half of the places didn't taste like the ketchup we know. Whoppers didn't taste like Whoppers. Fries didn't taste like fries because they can't use the same oil. They can't use it so. It was all there. By the time we were on our way back, we had started to adjust, being like, I'll get a Whopper. Yeah. If I go get a Whopper right now here, I'll be like, man, this motherfucker busted. Like it's gonna be crazy.
I'll tell you what I didn't adjust. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like ketchup with.
Because they're not allowed, they don't know. And then they were trying to sell Mexican food, and then it's like, y'all need to talk to a Mexican.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, it got so bad, and I don't like Mediterranean food like that. And I don't want anybody to get mad at me, because I know some of you are like, oh my God, gyros. I'm cool. Okay? Out of all the different types of food, like, that's the one where, like, and at one point I was okay with it, but like, it was the food somehow that we were eating backstage at every single show. So for like 4 months, I had to have Mediterranean for dinner because somebody, I don't know, maybe Heath or someone thought, hey, the group meal should be Mediterranean again. Like maybe it was my preference or something. So I just was cool on it. So when we get to Athens, I'm like, I'm going to eat some here because it's authentic, real Mediterranean, made by a Mediterranean person. Same shit, Cannon. I'm cool. I made my way to the grocery store. They don't even have the spices like we have. Literally, I was like, you guys have garlic powder. And they're like, what? I'm like, garlic powder? No, I try to go on Instacart. They don't have spices like that. They call it garlic of glass because the spices come in a glass. So they're like, do you want onion of glass? Do you want this of glass? Right? Like, and things are different. Like here, what the bell pepper is. Okay, same thing. If you want that in Australia, you have to call it capsicum. That's the type. That's the genealogy of a pepper. It's a capsicum. So in the grocery store, they're like, do you want a green capsicum, red capsicum, yellow capsicum? And it's just a bell pepper. Okay? So they had similar stuff like that where I'm like, I just need some salt. Like I had to go on Google, put in salt. Then it showed me like the Greek letter. And I'm like, no, I just want white iodized salt. I'm about to make some, what I cook?
You cooked chicken and
I cooked shrimp fettuccine Alfredo, chicken, broccoli, and rice. And that was one grocery store trip. The groceries were cheap as shit. I bought all that stuff. It was like $46. I was like, golly, this would have been $110, maybe $200 in the States. And then so 2 doors down from the grocery store is the Spice Man. So his whole store is just spices in big jars and little jars. He had everything. I mean, from the floor to the ceiling, spices from all over the world. And I'm like, I just need some garlic powder. I need some smoked paprika. I need some smoked chili powder. I need some pepper, salt. I need onion powder, garlic powder. Give me all of that. So he gave me all these tiny little baggies, and I'm like, this is going to be a fortune. This motherfucker was like $3. I'm like, oh, my God. We in the game. You feel me? So now I go back and I'm cooking. And I brought to him something. He was like, oh, yeah, for sure. He had some Mexican food and about turned his stomach inside out.
It nearly killed me.
Yeah. And I was like, you just ate what I bought you, man. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't take it no more. Like, that was the thing. Like, I couldn't take the no more. Like every pizza's the kind with the big chunks of cheese on it and the, like, you know what I'm saying? whole olives, not slice. Like our pizza here, when we ask for olives, it's a diced olive. I didn't even realize that until I'm holding a piece of pizza and there's a whole black marble on my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, golly. So there was a lot to learn from it and just seeing how they do. Like they do a lot of stuff. Some stuff they do very good. And then other stuff is like, man, y'all need somebody to talk to y'all and tell y'all what to do. Like for instance, every time you open a bottle of soda, you know the ring around it, two little, you know how you open a can and it goes when you're opening it, and it's all the little plastic where it was connected.
That thing.
Yeah. Well, two of those stay attached, so you never lose the lid. So when you undo it, the lid just folds back, and now you're not looking for the lid. Right? Like I opened my first Fanta, I was like, I thought something was wrong. He opened his, he was like, man, this shit is stuck. And then I looked and I was like, no, they made a hinge out of this. It's designed so you don't lose your lid. How many times? Now think about how many times you lost the lid of your drink, where you're like, I gotta kill this whole thing because I lost my lid.
They said it's also it's a recycling thing too, I guess. It's like, so you don't lose it, and it's like better for recycling.
Look, whatever it is, the states could use that, okay? And then there's just other stuff we just don't need. Like we don't need this many croissant.
Stuff's not as big too. Like they don't like the hotel, the elevators, very small. I don't understand that at all. Like
we didn't stay in no American branded places though.
Well, just the European way of like their hotel elevators. Like I just don't get why they're
I
so
think
small.
that they are smaller people. Okay? Like think about them. It wasn't until Dublin there was people our size with them big ass white dudes.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay?
For sure.
But very rarely was I like looking up at somebody or, you know what I'm saying? Or like we were the tallest or the biggest people. Keela was the tallest woman and Trenton and I were the tallest guy. Like everybody was probably average height at 5'5", 5'6", and smaller. But you just looked at everybody had on like brown leather boots, brown leather shoes, brown leather, like the custom made kind, like the ones that you would keep for a long time. Like that's what people were wearing.
Steps in front of the hotel rooms, the doors. I didn't understand that.
Steps?
Like, did you notice all these hotel rooms we were walking into? You had to climb up like a set of steps. So all your luggage, I just figured.
Not all of them in Oslo, yeah.
Man, it was like that in Amsterdam. It was like that in Oslo. It was like that in
Stockholm.
Yep, Stockholm. It was like that in Bulgaria. Paris, it was like that. And Brighton, that little Airbnb situation.
That was pandemonium.
Yeah, that was scary. I didn't like that at all. I think it was old and haunted, and I was just thinking about all the old English, like white people, and just it was
I don't know about all that,
scary.
but I just felt like maybe they were looking through double mirrors at us. Like that's how I felt. Like maybe there was like another way up to the top, and they could just be in there watching it. Like so, like I did my little precaution. Like I closed the door, I latched the door, I put one of my luggages in front of that. I closed the door to my room. I put another luggage in front of that. I moved the chair in the room in front of the mirror in case that was some shit with a hinge that I couldn't see, and then probably slept the lightest out of all those cities right there. Yeah. Now the accommodations were it was what it is because we were I guess. Very, very trying to be competitively priced with it. Running lean as we could. I was way over budget, but I made the decision to be over budget. I was like, this needs to happen.
Yeah, because it was.
They budgeted for me to go by myself. So as soon as I was like, I'm bringing my opener, and that is going to also be my videographer. There's one. Then I'm like, and Keela's coming, so she can handle the merch in London. We broke even on. We did a little bit more than broke even on the merch. It would have been dope if we had it the whole time, but we had it. For the shows in London, and the shows in. Whatever was Brighton.
Brighton and.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
and we had 2 shows in London and 1 show in Brighton. And for the first show in London, the promotion company wasn't listening to how we wanted to do it, so they didn't let me sell before. And then they had an intermission. That's another thing. All the shows had intermissions. And then...
Oh, you had merch in Glasgow, too. Glasgow. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, because it came with us to the airport.
Yeah.
But that was where we broke it. That's where we were like... So, that's where I broke even. So, but had they been listening, once they... I mean, that was a lot of it. It was like, hey, we do it a way. Let us do it our way. And they're like, the venue has a curfew and... You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff that, like, I flew this far for you to tell me that we got to be done in 10 minutes is crazy. How much it costs to go another hour? What's up? The fact that I even asked, they're like, nobody asks. You know what I mean? I'm like, I want it to be a way. These people, and this is the thing, London and Amsterdam were so sold out that people were flying from there to the other cities to get seats, right? Like, so then why not do London bigger? We could have done the O2 Forum, and I was saying that from jump. I'm like, a lot of people are online saying, come to London, right? And it was pandemonium. Almost every show was sold out. If not sold out, it was close to it. And the only thing that would have changed was the venue size maybe, but this was like we knew it was going to be packed. You know what I'm saying? The worst one was like 60% was in the room, and I don't remember where we were, but I actively remember I asked, like, where did they market this at? And they were like, they didn't market you, bro. Like, we found this on your TikTok. The promoter's all quiet. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah. There were people we would bump
Dude goes,
into.
usually on polls, we would see posters that you're coming. And we did. Like, Talib Kweli was coming. Like, you saw posters of Talib Kweli. I'm like, oh, shit, they got American rapper. Like, not for me, though. So I'm like, why would they squander that? And then they come on the last date before we leave to Dublin and basically are like, we kind of wanted to fill you out, see what you were like, with all that kind of shit. I'm like, nah, man. I came too far for you to still be like, we've been out here almost the entire month. It should not still be a taste test of what I'm going to do. Like, you should have figured all that out before, 3-4 months before we went on sale. So all the venues it was great. It was just a great overall experience. To find out that your funny translates across, all those different places was pandemonium. I'd like to do Africa and I'd like to do Asia somehow. Just get to the American speaking parts or market to the people who can do wherever Kendrick's going, I want to go. You know what I'm saying? If they can sing They Not Like Us, then they can fuck with me.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? But here's what I do know. I know the world is ready for the taking. I know they love African Americans. They love the culture that we bring. They love our sauce. They love our creativity. They want it. They want to do it. They want to be it. Right? And there isn't anything right now where somebody's saying, this is cool. This isn't cool. This is a thing. This isn't a thing. Like, I want to make that thing. I want to literally be like, this new cup came out? Nah. You know what I'm saying? This plant? Yes. Because they're watching. You know what I'm saying? And here's the link to buy all the shit I said was cool right here below me. Like, that is really a thing that would be respected around the world. There's a lady where's she in Iran? The little black lady from New York that done got loose over in the Middle East.
Oh, yeah.
And they give her a platform just because she has an opinion. She's like, hell nah, close this motherfucking hotel. They ain't shit. And they're not used to people being outspoken like that. They done made murals. Somebody done gave her some money. Yep. Somebody gave her money just for standing on business. You know what I'm saying? So that is there's a world audience out there that's like, what is it? And every now and then somebody will grab that platform by the horns and go berserk. Like Kanye had it. He had the world audience. You know what I'm saying? Apparently DJ Khaled had Bulgaria in a headlock. Because as soon as I took the stage, they were like, we the best music. I was like, no. Another one, no. DJ Khaled said, no, America's not that. Just let me do my show and then you'll understand. So now they're running around Bulgaria saying shit from my show. You know what I'm saying? But it's real. So we set the standards for music, for style, for all forms of art, for what to wear, for fashion and all of that. And so like, that's why I'm like, let's I'm so ready to just, next level this. So ready, so motivated to next level it. And so the next level that's happening here in the States is the tour. Pumped about the tour. Get your tickets if you don't already have them. And tap in with me. Hit me up, 360-888-2891, 1-360-888-2891. If you're in America, obviously, it's just 360-888-2891. Hit me whenever, man. Shoot me a text. Give your boy a call. It's like Mike Jones' phone. It's right here, and I'll answer if I'm awake. With that said, man, y'all be blessed. Be blessed. We'll look out for the European vlog. Look out for the European, the Euro crowd tour, crowd work.
It's gonna be called the Euro crowd work joint.
There you go.
Crowd work.
Euro crowd work joint. Look out for it, because I was tearing their ass up, and we got it. But that's today's episode, man. Peace.